All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well, and salutation and much love to Yakim out there, pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Osh from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another lesson. Lord was edifying to the hopeful elect. And I'm just going to go into trusting in the Lord, because we're going to be put in dire situations, all right? Some intense situations that the only way out is by trusting in Yahweh Shem Shai. So let's start here in Psalms 50 and verse 14. It says, "Offer unto the Most High thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me." So, hey, in the day of trouble, what do? You call upon Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, you call for Him. He's our help. He's our shield. He's our fortress. Okay, the strong tower. As the scriptures say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. All right, and the righteous runneth into it. So we have to trust and depend on Yahweh Shem Shai, and no matter what situation we're put into. All right. And those that are chosen that's exactly what they're going to do. Let's just go real quick. I'm going to just go straight to the point. 2 Ezra 16 and 74 says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." So the Lord is going to deliver us from the days of trouble, man. The time of Jacob's trouble. And again, no matter what position you find yourselves in, hey, the Lord is there for us. It says, Verse 75, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." So the Lord is going to guide us and give us the mouth or the words to speak in those times. All right. And He's going to deliver us in however He sees fit. All right. It doesn't matter the situation. Just know the Lord is able and will deliver you. All right. If you truly believe on Him. All right. If you truly believe on Yahweh Shem Shai and have that faith, then nothing can separate you, man, from the Lord. In this ministry, in your faith. Okay, let's go back to Psalms. Psalms 86 and verse 7. It says, "In the day of trouble," I'll start at verse 6, 86 and 6. "Give ear, O Yahweh, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me." See, so over and over, the point is being reiterated to trust in the Lord and call upon Him in the time of trouble. All right, because like the scriptures say, the Most High is not unrighteous to forget our labor of love. So if you've been, like the scriptures say, fight for the truth, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. All right, the Lord ain't gonna forget you in that time when you truly need Him. All right, that's why we're going through different situations and scenarios to build up our faith. All right, when the Lord delivers us. How many times, just think to yourself, how many times you've been delivered by calling upon the names of the Lord? I know me personally, I got plenty of stories, okay? And I know, as well as other brothers, okay? I know they got plenty of stories. I've witnessed it, okay? So I know there's power in the names of Yahweh Shem Shai. And you're going to have to go into this time truly believing that, and not like we read earlier in 2 Ezra, neither doubt, all right, or be afraid. You can't have that weak mind, all right, to think that the Lord can't save you from whatever the situation may be. All right, let's go to Sirach 2 and 10. "Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in the fear and was forsaken? Or who did He ever despise that called upon Him?" Yeah, exactly. So if who called upon the name of the Lord truly, all right, that was a true believer and a faithful servant, and was just left out there to hang high and dry. All right, Yahweh Shai had to go through what he had to go through, okay? But you ain't Yahweh Shai. All right, and we can go into countless examples of this, that the Lord is with His servants, all right, with those that are truly faithful. All right, we can start in the book of Acts chapter 12, and I'll start at verse 5. It says, "Peter therefore was kept in prison." All right, so even if you get cast into prison, as the scriptures say, some of us will be. All right, some of us will be scooped up by the agencies. And no telling where they're gonna take you. No telling what they're gonna do to you. But just trust in the Lord, man. It says, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him, and that's another thing, praying for one another. Here in this example, they were praying. The church was praying for him nonstop. Okay, because this is, if you read up, this is right after Herod killed James. So they're like, oh yeah, Peter, they're gonna do the same to him. But it was through the mercy of the Lord, that they kept him overnight, so to say. Well, let me just keep reading. It says, and when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains. And the keepers before the door kept the prison. So he was chained up with two chains. Two chains. Anyway, he was chained up. He had two guards physically, literally next to him, right? And then you had guards at the door. So there ain't no way. The carnal eye would be like, ain't no way I'm getting out of this. Right? They just killed James. You know what they about to do to you. They're just holding you up with maximum security. It says, verse 7, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly, and his chains fell off from his hand. So the angel smacked him and got him and rose him up. All right. And the chains just fell off of him, man. The shackles. Okay. That's the power that's our power right there, man. Nothing is impossible. All things are possible, Yahweh by Shem Shai. All right. That's an easy work. That's easy work for the Lord to unshackle you. That's a small thing. All right. Verse 8, and the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind up thy sandals. And so he did, and he and he saith unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. Right, so you get dressed and and come with me. It says, and he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. Yeah, he thinking he's dreaming. He was like, hey, no way this is happening. Peter, he was probably like, hey, this is bizarre, man. This doesn't happen every day, but it will happen to the servants of the Lord, the elect. Okay, these are things that are going to happen again. Okay, again, the Lord's going to bring us out of some dire situations, man, in miraculous ways. Verse 10, when they were past the first and the second ward, they came unto the iron gate that leadeth into the city. So they literally just walking straight out of the prison. All these guards, to keep him in there, they just walking straight out of there. All right, it says, came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord. So this gate just opened. People be like, oh yeah, there's a ghost in my house that just opens doors. But it's the spirits. All right, and in this case, the door just opened, and that's again, that's easy work for the Lord, man. And they went out and passed on through this one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. So that's the point, the angel of the Lord sent the angel to get Peter out of there, man, undetected. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, he had maximum security prison, and he just walks out of there, bro. You imagine that? We just read it. So it's definitely possible. All right. Let's get some more accounts. Let's go to Daniel 6. I'll start at 11. It says, then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. And this is going to be likened unto us in these times where people are going to be taking the mark of the beast. All right. And persecuting the faithful ones. All right, the servants of the Lord, his chosen. It says, then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? All right, and this is exactly what's going to happen again. People are going to persecute us and turn us in, All right, even lie on us, all kind of things, man. Because this is part of the trial of our faith. It says, the king answered and said, the thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is one of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree, Salakia, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed. So these guys were pressing the king to get Daniel. And the same thing is going to happen again. People are going to be pressing to get us locked up, unto death. People are going to try to get us killed, like they did the Lord. Crucify him, crucify him. They're going to be like, hang them niggas, hang them. Get rid of them. They're a nuisance. They're against they're against the system. They're against saving the earth. They're against they're the problem, right? Then verse 16, then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Imagine that, you getting tossed into a den of lions, hungry ass lions, right? Imagine that. It's for sure death. But Daniel wasn't sweating it, man. He wasn't sweating it. It says, now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy power whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And that was the spirit on him. He was in the spirit. But that he was in line though. The king wasn't lying, because the Lord did come and delivered him. Verse 17, and a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signature. This is to ensure that nobody would come in. Okay, make sure that there's no possible way somebody gonna come in and save him. It says, and the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of his lords. Yeah, so witnesses there with him. It says that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Yeah, ain't nobody saving him. Ain't nobody coming in there and doing nothing. All right, it says, verse 18, then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Right, because he was close with Daniel. You go into the story. Daniel was one of his cabinets, so to say. All right, just like the president got cabinet members. Daniel was a very wise man, and he was in high position. But it says, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Right, so he's tossing. He had to hold true to his word, because these niggas was pressing him. But he was cool with Daniel, okay? But he still had to uphold the law, or the decree. It says, then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy power whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Because he knew when Daniel was able to break down the visions unto the king. He told him how that was possible. He told him it was the Lord. So he knew who the power of Daniel was, the power of Israel. Okay, he knew about him. It says, then said Daniel unto the king. Yeah, imagine that. He's Daniel responded to him, man. That's gonna freak people out when these things happen again, man. When the Lord delivers us in miraculous ways, people are gonna either bug the hell out and probably kill themselves, or just go mental, or they're gonna believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. So them lions was chilling in there with him. He probably was sleep, laid his head on one of the lions. I'm just speculating. That's not written in the scripture, so don't persecute me for that. But I'm just saying, what was he doing? Just sitting in the corner? Nah, man, the angel of the Lord came in there, and he was chilling the whole night with the lions. All right, the lions was chilling, sleeping. Those were hungry lions, man. It says, then was the king exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, not a scratch, because he believed in his power. That's the point. Believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to take us far, brothers. Trust and believe that. It says, and the king commanded, and they brought those men which is accused Daniel. Yeah, so our accusers are going to be dealt with, man. Don't worry about it, brothers. Our accusers of our own people, Edom, anybody, is going to be dealt with. All right. It says, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. So their whole family got killed because of what they did, what they tried to do to Daniel. Their kids, their wives, and themselves. And the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Damn. Tore them up. Let me see here. See if I can find something else. I think it's an apocrypha, actually. Yeah, here it is. Bel and the dragon. Get a little more onto it. It says, now when the king, 1 and 30. This is, now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained. This is a different aspect of it. All right. He delivered Daniel unto them, who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. And in the den there was 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep. Yeah, so them 7 lions were eating good every day. Or so like every 2 days they were given. Or so like every day they would give them 2 carcasses and 2 sheep to eat, right? Which when they were not given to them, to the intent they might devour Daniel. You see? They purposely starved them lions, so they were hungry as hell. And there's 7 of them. This is, now there was that's it. That's the point. Well, it goes into what went on in the lions den, but that was the point that I really wanted. So we'll finish off back in Daniel chapter 3. All right, another account of the Lord delivering those faithful men. This is Daniel 3 and 14. It says, Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And that's why we're going through the furnace of adversity. So we don't have to die in a physical furnace, man. Okay, the trials and tribulations is our test. All right, so that the Lord could deliver us when these times come. It says, and who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, which are the 3 holy children, right? It says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. They're like, all right, look, we're not, we think that, we're not careful. We're like, we're gonna give you the answer. You want to know what it is? This is what it is. They didn't have no shame. They had faith. Verse 17. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. Yeah, so they said, look, you do what you got to do. The Lord's going to, our power, the Lord is going to deliver us. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Yeah, that's faith, man. That's trusting in the Lord. He said, listen, even if I don't get delivered, fuck you and fuck your images, and I ain't worshiping none of that shit. That's the spirit you got to be in. Look, if I don't get delivered, then so be it. But I ain't bending the knee. That's the spirit we got to be in. All right. Verse 19. Then when Nebuchadnezzar was full of fury, he was hurt. And the form of his visions was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. Yeah, he said, hey, throw the wood on there, throw the coal, do what you got to do, heat that bitch up. He was hurt. All right, Nebuchadnezzar was hurt. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yeah, like they gonna bring these tough guys to bind us up, like we gonna resist. Like, come on. It says, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their horses, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fires. Yeah, so hey, put their coats on them, put their hats on them, put all these things on them so they can burn with them, right? It says, therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the men that took them in there, put them in there, they died. They got burned up and died, man. That's how hot that shit was. Them niggas got too close and got crisped. It says, and these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, which I believe is like astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, did not we cast, because he's watching this whole thing, right? Did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see four men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. Ooh. There you go, man. So they was in there chilling with the Lord. The Lord came to them, all right, Yahushai, and told them they was going to be good. So they was in there with the Lord, walking around. It says, then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake, said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the most high power, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth out the midst of the fire. Bro, imagine that. They just put them in there. It's 7 times hotter than what it usually is. The niggas that took them in there died because they got too close. And they just going to walk right out of there, right? You got to picture these things. It says, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors being gathered together. So they all witnessed this. They're bugging out. It says, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power. Look, the elements the fire drowning us. None of that shit has any effect on if the Lord wants it so. The Lord can make you breathe underwater if he wanted to. They trying to drown you and you just down there chilling. You know, they tie something to your foot and throw you into the depths of the ocean. The Lord will have you breathe. I mean, is it really that far-fetched? These men were just thrown into fire and they walked out of there. It says, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their heads singed. Yeah, it pretty much means burned. Neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. So they didn't even smell like smoke. It didn't even look like they was in there. You ever been to a burning house? You come out with the coffin and all black, a bunch of black shit on you. They came out like they went in. Tell me that ain't the power of Yahweh Shem outside, man. All right, so with that, I don't want to drag this too long, but Lord's will, this is exhorting and edifying to the hopeful elect. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakutash. Just believe, all right? Keep the faith and endure unto the end. Shalom.